friends, welcome back to my channel. It has been what feels like a very long time since we just talked about some makeup products that I have been loving. I don't know about you, but there's been a lot of hauls and a lot of using up products with my trash talks, but not a whole lot of, hey, here are the things that I've really been liking. So we'll go ahead and start by talking about one body care item that I have been obsessed with recently. I have had this Soap & Glory Smoothie Star Breakfast Scrub for quite some time, but I finally pulled it out of the closet and it is magical. This is an oats, sugar, and shea scrub, and it makes a comment that there is a grape maple scent. Let me tell you, that is the most understated statement I have ever heard. I am pretty deep in using this. I probably have used it about 4 times, and this is where I'm at with it. First off, the combination of the oat, sugar, and shea is like the perfect type of combo for a scrub. The different textures in here give a different variety and layer to the actual scrub that you get, which I really like. And then the scent. Like, I never thought, like, yes, I want to smell like maple. I want to smell like maple syrup, but it is intoxicating when I'm using it in the shower, and it doesn't feel like, I don't feel like I'm becoming a waffle or a pancake when I'm using this. I don't feel like it's a weird scent. I'm telling you, it sounds so weird. But if you are someone like me who might like a bakery scent like that, or if you're from Canada and the maple leaf is your national leaf, then you should use this scrub. If nothing else, give it a smell, and if it at all appeals to you, definitely buy it, because the scrub itself is so good. I literally can't wait to exfoliate when I go to use this once a week, because it's just been really awesome. I definitely want to buy more of this. I'm gonna have to hold off though and use up a bit more of my scrubs, but this Soap & Glory product is hands down top notch from their line. Definitely recommend. The next thing that I have is a brush. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. For a long time, have had this and have not used it. But recently, I was undergoing a real struggle with my concealer. I was using my Real Techniques tiny little concealer sponge, but I was finding that for some reason it was soaking up too much water, and even though I would squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, it wouldn't actually blend out the product, but it would just pick it up, and I would be left with my skin exposed, and it was so frustrating. So I was looking through my brushes and I was like, I feel like I have a concealer brush, and I pulled out this. This does the job beautifully. Literally all I do is I'll put my little strokes of concealer, and then I'll take this and I will pat it using both the long side and the actual top to press it and blend it in. It works really well. Is it like the softest brush ever known to man? No. Could I invest in a softer brush? Yes, but it's been doing the job for me, and it's been pretty underrated in my collection. So if you're someone like me who is tired of blending out your concealer with a sponge, or it's not working for you, a brush like this is definitely ideal for the job, and I would recommend the e.l.f. one because it's pretty inexpensive and gets the job done. Speaking of concealer, probably no surprise to you, but I want to just mention one more time that I am really in love with the ColourPop No Filter Needed Concealer. This to me has been an excellent concealer for my under eyes. My under eye area can be a little bit dry, and the formulation of this is quite creamy, and so you don't need a lot of product to blend it. I've never used the Tarte Shape Tape, but I've heard a lot of reviews about it, and the formulations sound pretty similar. This is $5, which is great. The shade I wear is Light Neutral 15, so if you're somewhat in my skin domain, you will probably find this shade to be a good match for you. The only qualm I have is that you have to pay for shipping unless you're buying enough ColourPop product that you get free shipping. So I probably, the next time I have to place an order, if I can't get free shipping, I'll probably just add a bunch of these into my cart until I get to the free shipping mark. So I'm pretty sure shipping is like $5, but that's literally the only qualm I have about this product. It's long lasting, it fills in my fine wrinkles. It does still show, like if you were to get closer to me, you could still see those fine lines, but it by far does the best job out of any concealer I've ever used, so I'm a big fan of this. Another thing that I'm going to talk about, which is a little overwhelming for my channel, is a foundation. During the last round of the 15% sale that Sephora was doing, I was trying to find a foundation that I potentially could wear to my wedding. You guys have heard me mention this before. I am still not sure if I'm going to do my own makeup for my wedding or have it done, but this, when I was doing samples, proved to be a pretty excellent foundation, and as I've been using it, I have to say I am obsessed with it. This is the YSL Touche Eclat Radiance Awakening Foundation Oxidant Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 22. Now this in the bottle, I don't feel like you would think is my shade, and this actually isn't the shade that they color matched me to. I actually don't believe their color matching really works because they color matched me and I bought the foundation in that shade, and I don't know if this just oxidizes or what it was, but that shade was not working for me. It was too dark. I picked up Cool Porcelain BR10, and it's what I have on my face today. I just think this is a really beautiful foundation in the sense that it evens out my skin tone. It fills in my pores in a way that I've noticed lately with other foundations that there is much more noticeable porage happening here. Even when I use the same primer, this has a different effect. So it tells me that it's not just my primer, but this is actually playing a role. It lasts all day. The only time it doesn't really last on me is on my nose area when I either blow my nose, which I don't fault, that's a natural thing, or if I get pretty sweaty, my nose area seems to dissipate, but that's like typically when I'm working out at the gym and it fades away fast, which again is an appropriate time for your makeup not to hold up, in my opinion. So far it's proving to be really rock steady with me. I am trying to use it more sparingly because I'm about halfway through it, and I have other foundations that I could be using instead of this, and this thing is like, I want to say $68, which I never thought in my lifetime I would tell you guys I love a $68 foundation. But I'm going to be honest, if I'm saying that to you, and you guys know I'm all about like deals and not spending a lot of money on things, that says a lot about the product. And so I really am liking it. It doesn't settle. I have, like in these contours of my face, I have smile lines, which I'm totally fine with. I'm glad that I have, you know, lines on my face from doing a lot of smiling. That to me is a great problem to have in my life, but it doesn't settle into those areas or accentuate those areas, which I've found other foundations typically tend to settle in and leave like impressions around here, even when I'm not like smiling. So I like this stuff a lot. I could talk more and more about it. I need to do a get ready with me so you guys can see this stuff in action, but it is delightful, and I'll probably be picking up another bottle of it this spring when the sale happens again. The other two things that I have are mascaras, and I'm talking about them together because while I love them both separately, together they are so lovely. The first I've mentioned before, it is the Lancome Booster XL Primer Mascara. This stuff is awesome. It really does, I said it before, I'll say it again, it has magical properties in it where it can take a mascara that I don't really like on its own, and coupled up with this, it just does wonderful things. It makes my lashes look a bit fuller, it makes them definitely look a lot longer, and I really like it. My only con, I have one con of this, two. Kind of pricey, but I'll get over that. But my other con is that it's white, which is helpful because then it helps you show where exactly that you're missing mascara and whatever. But I get ready without natural light because it's normally dark out in the morning when I'm getting ready at 5 a.m. And sometimes I will miss and not see little white eyelashes. And I won't notice it until like middle of the day, end of the day, when all of a sudden you can see some white either tips or actual like full lashes that didn't quite get the black coating. So it can be somewhat noticeable if you're not as diligent as me, but it's also partly user error because I'm not the most careful necessarily about double coating it. But I have been especially loving the use of this with the Tartist mascara. This stuff is also awesome on its own, but the coupling of these two together, I feel like my lashes just look amazing. This stuff is not necessarily a super wet or super dry formula. It's like right in the middle. It has one of those wands that is a plastic bristly wand. The spikes can hurt if you're not super careful, but it's just a really long-lasting mascara. It's never smudged on me, flaked on me. None of those things have ever happened. When this has dried out, I've gotten flakes with these two together, but it wasn't this mascara's fault, it was this stuff. But I really like this stuff a lot. I feel like my lashes just look really nice, two of them together, so definitely recommend the two of these. The last product that I have is a lip product, and it is my MAC Nymphette Lip Glass. This stuff I picked up in the summer, and guys, look where I'm at with this. This is a lip gloss that I keep in my purse. I love this lip product. It is not a too sticky formula, but it's also not so slippery that it just fades like nothing, but it also doesn't wear off in a way that is uncomfortable. I've had some lip glosses, same type of formula, but it's kind of sticky and weird when it starts to fade off of your lips. This doesn't do it. I love this color. I have looked at other lip gloss colors, but none of them have really spoken to me. If you guys have any recommendations of different lip gloss shades that I should try that you think would look good with my complexion, let me know in the comments below, because I truly want to convert all my lip products over to this one, but so far I've only found this one shade and I literally wear it all of the time. It has like a golden sort of pinky reflection with it, which I think looks really nice with my particular skin, especially because I wear a lot of blushes and highlighters that fall under those types of color shades. So it works really well with most of the looks that I do. So big fan of this, would highly recommend it. Alright guys, that's it for me. Like I said, it's been a really long time since we've just sat down and talked about makeup favorites. I would love to hear from you, things that you guys have been loving with your makeup recently, things that you've picked up recently. I personally haven't been too pulled into too many of the new releases that have been coming out with the major high-end makeup companies, but I'd always love to hear from you. And I'll talk to you in my next video real soon. Bye!